The beaches at Daytona gave birth to NASCAR in the 40s, and it brought to life the dream of the racing Ragans.
I can't remember a day since my early years that we hadn't had discussions around the dinner table about motorsports and racing in the Ragan family.
Hugh Ragan's passion for the sport took him to tracks across the Southeast. The passion quickly passed to his son, Ken.
We all grew up in Henderson, in a little community, a little intersection. When we first married, he raced go-karts. I knew he enjoyed it, and I knew his dad by that time had raced some, but I just didn't know how far he would take it.
We went to Atlanta and was sitting there at an auction. The car came through. Bobby Allison raced it that past February down at Daytona, and we ended up buying it and bringing it home.
I said, "What'd you buy?" And he said, "I bought Bobby Allison's old race car and I'm gonna go racing." And I said, "You're not." I said, "We watch racing and you go-kart race, but this is big."
We kind of just dove right off into it, you know, without a lot of experience.
He rented a warehouse in town, borrowed my hair dryer to get all the old decals off, and all the local guys that were interested in cars and all farmers or whoever would come and work with him. They just went racing.
Just across the railroad tracks in Unadilla, Georgia, sits the automobile dealership run by Ken Ragan. Now, the dealership helps subsidize the late blooming race career of its owner. There's his wife, Beverly, soon to deliver their first child after 10 years of marriage. That's Ken's brother and crew chief, Marvin. It's a family shoestring operation.
And growing up at home, my father was a mechanic, and me and my two older brothers, we enjoyed automobiles. I thought that I'd enjoy driving a stock car on the Grand National Circuit. My brothers felt like they'd enjoy owning one, so we put together a racing team 2 years ago. This next year, we hope to increase our schedule, and along the way, we'd like to become competitive with the top teams on the NASCAR circuit.
Now there's Ken Ragan in trouble.
Ken's full-time ambition crashed at Talladega. Expectations for a return were slim for the expectant father. But a family dream hadn't been shattered, it became shared. Recuperation provided perspective on his newest endeavor, fatherhood, which held unforeseen twists of its own.
I was kind of surprised when we were getting older, been married in our 30s, and I was pregnant with Adam.
It was about midway through my speedway racing career. Adam was born. It was very shortly after he was born that they told us that Adam was a Down syndrome child, and it didn't really mean anything to me one way or the other. I mean, Adam was Adam, and as far as I was concerned, let's get him home. We're ready to go, you know.
My dad carried me to my very first cup race. I was 3 months old. 5 o'clock 400 event have every year on the July 4th weekend. I knew that I was prepared to win at 5 o'clock 400 race.
Unadilla, Georgia played a vital role in raising a family and resurrecting a dream as the Ragans prepared for the birth of another son.
I think so much if we were living off how hard it would be, but the best thing was we had family, we had community, and we had church. And I tell you, they all were behind us and helped us.
The best thing probably for Adam was that David was born a year or so later.
David started walking first, and Adam would try to keep up.
And they grew up pretty much together, you know, from the time they were 3 and 4 and 5 years old, and you start taking them fishing.
It's me, my brother, and my dad. We're going fishing. Me and my dad fishing out of our lives.
Now, as they got older, and David's getting into Little League Baseball, then he started separating himself a little bit from Adam because Adam was still playing on special ed teams, and it was a little bit hard for him to shoot at a 10-foot hoop, you know, with the basketball goal. I'd have to go out and lower the goal down for Adam to shoot at 8.5 and 9 feet. I'd have to raise it up to 10 for David to shoot, but, you know, all of that had a way of working out.
I was working in a little town south of Unadilla. I know David came home and says, I had to fight this kid at the daycare, and I says, well, why you don't do that? And he said, well, he was calling my brother names, and I said, well, you need to let the teacher handle it. And he said, well, I did, but she didn't do anything, so I went over there and took care of it myself. So he really looked after Adam.
I'd be the first one to stand up, and that's something my dad encouraged. You know, he encouraged to stand up for what's right, even if it's not the popular thing to do.
Ken's love of racing forged outlets for David and Adam to pursue successes of their own. A father's dream, walking side by side through any garage they could find. A brother's bond, racing through the spirit of the Ragan family.
Ragan family celebration continues. Father Ken made 8 starts here, and now his son's got a victory.
And that's his brother Adam right there.
Yeah.
And that's David's biggest fan, I'm going to tell you.
David has stood by Adam along the way and supported him and helped him, and that's a good feeling we have, me and Beverly both have, is that we know Adam will be in good hands, that his brother will take care of him.
You know, he works down in our Ford dealership. He's a busy man himself, and so I think that's good. It helps his self-confidence and gives him a lot of things to look forward to every day. There's so many, you know, handicapped kids that they don't have opportunities like that they wake up in the morning and they don't have anything to do or they don't have anywhere to go.
I don't think any of us really expected it to work out as well as it has. You know, it's really been a perfect fit for us and for our family. Adam loves that dealership. Adam has a desk out in the showroom. He attends all the sales meetings at 8:30, 5 days a week.
My favorite things I like to do, going out to the Ford, selling cars, make a big money. I'm looking after snacks and dream machine.
Adam's attitude is a reflection on how we were brought up, and I think that, you know, my parents kind of put things in the right places and to, you know, make Adam feel like he is part of the show.
Hey, Adam, what's that? Thank you.
Hey, Adam.
And you walk around the racetrack with him, and heck, he knows a lot of people, some people that I don't know. He likes to tell everyone that he's the older brother.
I'm his brother. How you doing? I'm his brother. I'm brother.
He's a big supporter of all the different drivers. He's always going to be a David Ragan fan. He knows as long as he's a David Ragan fan, then I'll keep getting him a hard card every year.
Hey, Steve. Hi, send me grass.
All right. Yep. All right, David, we'll see you when it's over. Drive it hard, make them proud.
Sometimes dreams don't take the form first intended, but a dream becomes real when carried by more than the dreamer. A father's love and pride creates a path for his sons to walk, a path the Ragans prefer to race.